Our next performer coming to the stage, funny man, newcomer, back with us for another round, Mr. Micah Jeffries.
Jake Rowe, everyone. Alright, so last time I came up here was my first time, and I got booed, so that was much nicer. I really appreciate that. Makes me feel a lot better. But, what up?
Was that Halloween?
It was Halloween.
Awesome.
Alright. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but we'll keep going. So, I don't know if any of you have watched the news lately, but the world's a pretty fucking scary place. I know that there are a lot of things going on that weigh on people's minds and scare people, and I'm no exclusion to this. I have a lot of things going on up here, and I'd like to share some of them with you. So first thing, about 5-6 months ago, I discovered something that literally keeps me up at night. In Oklahoma, there's a city called Canadian. Not Canada, but Canadian. And what the fuck do you call those people? Like, literally, it's already a proper adjective. What the fuck do you call them? Like Canadianians, Canadianites? Like, I really need to know. But there are some real things going on in the world that are affecting people. And something that I've noticed really affect people is statues and monuments. Racist Confederate statues and monuments. What do we do with these things? Do we take them down? Do we destroy them? Do we put them in museums? Do we leave them up? There are a lot of people who feel very strongly about this issue on both sides. I mean, even our president has said, if we take down Confederate statues, then we're going to have to take down, like, George Washington, because they're like the same thing, right? And that's stupid because they are not the same thing, if you didn't know, and that's just a dumb way of thinking about it. That's like a bottom to top thing, and we need to think about it like top to bottom, kind of like a vampire movie. All right, in a vampire movie, now listen. Okay, in a vampire movie, you got the head vampire, and he's gonna kill some people, but he's also gonna infect some people, and they're gonna infect some people, and they're gonna infect some people, so on. And how you break the infection is you kill the head vampire. So the question then becomes, who in this situation is the head vampire? Well, I'll tell you. The head vampire is 630 feet tall. All right? Yeah, I know, scary, right? The head vampire is over 50 years old. 50 years ago, it cost $13 million to create. 50 years ago, all right? Every year, 4 million people go and visit this fucking thing, and nobody bats an eye. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? The goddamn St. Louis Arch, people!
It's a portal.
This motherfucker is just sitting down there in downtown St. Louis just laughing at us. And what is the St. Louis Arch if not a monument to the day that some white people stood at the banks of the Mississippi, looked west, and said, all of it. Every blade of grass, every drop of water, every bird of the air, every fish of the sea, every beast of the land, every person who may or may not have already been there. They're all fucking ours, people! Woo! And you have to understand, these are high fives because, I mean, I just thought I needed to clarify that. Alright. But there's one other thing that's really been getting to me and scares the shit out of me. And that's mass shootings. Mass shootings scare the fuck out of me. You know, like, the idea that you can just be going about your day or trying to, God forbid, enjoy yourself, and some asshole comes along and shoots you. Like, that's fucking stupid. It scares the shit out of me. And I see a lot of flags all the time at half-mast, and I think it's sad because whenever I was a kid, I remember whenever I saw flags at half-mast, that meant that some government official had died. Like, I'd be like, oh, who passed away? It'd be a thing. Nowadays, if you're a child, you see that and you're just like, oh, I wonder if that was for the mass shooting in the mall or the mass shooting in the church or the mass shooting at the concert. Or, it's just fucking sad. Like, and to me, it just makes me think, like, when are they going to stop making flagpoles that go above half-mast? Because we're not being proactive about the problem or the solution, so why not be proactive about the aftermath of the problem? I mean, seriously, at every bank or government building that has a flag, I'm sure there's somebody who's really fucking tired of going switching that shit every time there's a fucking mass shooting. I mean, it's just obnoxious. And if the flag was at half-mast already, and there's a mass shooting, we could call it a half-mast shooting, and that sounds better, right? Or we could just try to not shoot each other. Either way, I'm done.